What's going on, guys? You know what time it is. It is time to get paid outside the lines. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is we're going to bring a lot of value in 2021 when it comes to these markets and really mastering the skill set behind trading, right? We know how to keep it simply stupid. And I'm going to show you guys today exactly what I do when it comes to getting ready for a new week in the market. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling. All right, guys. So this is what I do. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you pick like 1 to 3 pairs, right? For myself, I specifically only stick to 1 pair. The reason being is because I want to master that pair and know how it's moving without me even having to really look at the market, right? I want to simply, somebody asked me, hey, what is GA doing right now? I know what GBP AUD is probably doing in the markets without me having to really go over and analyze exactly what's going on, right? So what we're going to do is first and foremost, you want to make sure you pick that pair, right? Now that we picked that pair, you want to also write down what is your goals for the week. Now, I don't mean your money, right? You don't want to be focused on the money because you're going to stress on the markets, which is going to lead you to a lot of losses versus lessons, right? So what you want to do is you want to write down your pip goal for the week, right? Do you want to catch 20 pips? Do you want to catch 100 pips for the week? Do you want to catch 200 pips? Now, what's that look like? And now make sure, obviously, you put your risk management into play, right? So you want to make sure you're only risking 1 to 2% on your account. So that way, anytime you take a loss, you're going to make that back with 1 or 2 wins, right? It's not going to be a big deal whatsoever, right? We were 16-3 this week. And the reason being is because we were able to stick with our risk management plan and stick to 1 pair. And sticking to that 1 pair and that trading plan is going to really help you tremendously. Speaking of that real quick, I got my mentor shirt on, right? Trade and get paid. I've got his trading journal. If you guys haven't taken a look at trade and get paid, make sure you do that. Make sure you pick up a journal. It's going to have everything you need when it comes to a full year of a trading plan and holding you accountable. Now let's jump right in, right? We got GBP AUD. That is the Great Britain pound versus the Aussie dollar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on the week chart, right? We want to make sure we look exactly what is this market going to be doing this week, right? Are we looking at uptrends, downtrends? Are we looking at a consolidating market? What are we looking at right now, right? So this is what I like to do first. I like to make sure that I find my zones, right? Now what I do, you can do it differently if you'd like. What I do is I start on a line chart, right? A lot of people ask me, they're like, Greg, I don't know, like, do I start the lines at the end of the candle or do I start them at the wick? You can do both if you'd like for the entire zone. But what I like to do is this right here. This will just help you take that stress away, right? You're just going to simply go around and you're going to mark exactly where these zones are. So you got one right about there. Got another one right here. You just want to make sure you're looking for areas where the market is bouncing, right? So you got this area right here. Got the bounce, the bounce, the bounce, right? Where was the support and resistance? If you guys don't know how to do that, we're going to be dropping more videos for that as well. But also make sure you check out my quarter point major and minor video, which we'll go over a little bit in this video as well, because that's how I like to start my markups too. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the candles, right? And you can see that it's areas where the market has bounced, right? But if you go to the day, you can really have a clear picture and understanding of where the market has been bouncing, right? So that's exactly what you want to look for. Now, what I like to do, this is something that I personally do. Like I said, you can check it out on my other videos, but I always start with my major areas, right? So how do you do a quarter point major and minor? I'm just going to mark them up, and you guys can check out that other video. I'll put it in the comments down below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put a couple extra lines on here real quick, and then I'll go ahead and place them where I need to place them. Okay, so market is at that would keep it major. I make my majors blue and my quarter point minors red. You can do whatever you prefer, just so that way it's labeled. Okay, now if you zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see where I marked those up. This one I accidentally made red. We're gonna make that blue. Okay, now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to find your minor areas, right? So every 250 pips in between the 1,000. So this one's gonna be 725. This one's going to be 750. This one's going to be 775. We're going to go ahead and just delete this one. Okay. So as you guys can see, these play big roles to where the market is going right now, right? We'll actually do just one more that's going to be right here, just because that's where the market may move. We want to be ready for it. So this one's going to be 825. Okay, just so that we're ready for when the market moves. Now, what we're going to do is, now that we have that set in stone, this does not want to work with me today. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark one trend line here. Whoops. I'm going to look at where the market is right now. Okay, so you got a trend line right there. Let's look down here. So as you can see, I mean, the market's pretty much like in a area right now where it's trying to decide if it wants to come out or if it wants to just stay inside, right? But as you can see, as it's going along, it's what? It's tightening, right? So since it's tightening on these trend lines, what does that mean? Well, we're going to be waiting for the breakout, right? So now that we got our day set, Let's go ahead and go to 4 hour. We'll make these trend lines just so you're able to see them a little better. We'll make them dotted. Okay. So that's going to be our daily area. Now, what are we going to do next? Right? Well, now that we're on the lower time frames, we want to make sure that we're looking for the breakout. Right? Okay, so we got a trend line right here. We got our other trend line right here. Now, the reason I put this one here on the smaller time frame is because if this comes down, right, versus breaking this QP minor, if this comes down, we don't want to have to necessarily wait, unless you're a swing trader, right? Then you can. We don't want to necessarily have to wait for this to come all the way down here. We'll use arrows. We don't want to wait for this to come all the way down here and break just for us to get an entry, right? Because that could take a while. So instead, what we're going to do, we're going to either wait for the break here, which I could see happening this week, but we'll see what happens, right? You can never guarantee what it's going to do. So we're either going to see one or two things happen, right? And this just to get ready for the week, guys. So that way on Sunday, you mark up your chart, or Saturday as it is today, right? You mark up your chart, you just leave it, you have it ready for when the market opens, right? Now, I personally do not trade on Sundays. Why? Well, the banks are not open, right? If banks aren't open, I don't trade. Why is that? Because that simply means that the market's not moving as fast, right? So you want to be in a market where you know the market is moving a lot faster and smoother, so that way you can, one, trust your trade more, right, in your analysis, but also you want to make sure that you're not having to hold the trade the entire week, right, unless you're a weak trader. So what I like to do is I get in around Monday nights, anywhere after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Typically, I'm a London trader, but anywhere after 9 p.m. Eastern, I like to be looking to see what am I looking at in the markets. I've already got my trade set up, right? Now I'm just waiting for the breaks and the retest, right? So this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to go ahead and put up our areas. So that one's there. This one, if it breaks, it's going to come down here. We're going to see a retest right here. And we're going to see the continuation of the drop. Okay, so we got our areas that we're waiting for. Now, what do? Well, we wait, right? We want to make sure that we see this market come up, break, and eventually it's going to retest, and it's going to fall right, probably not exactly in our circle, but it's going to fall right on this line, right? Right on this quarter point minor at 1.7750, and it's going to continue up, right? It's not a guarantee, so that's why we wait. That's why we're patient. Same down here, this is going to break. It's going to retest below this trend line, which is also an area that'll be a newfound resistance, right? Which I'll show you guys where that is right now. Okay, and then you got one also down here, of course. Okay, now all you're going to do is you're just going to wait patiently, right? You want to wait patient. Why? Because you want to make sure that this market is going to do what you think it's going to do, right? Because honestly, guys, if you're just trading just to buy and sell, or buy when it's low, sell when it's high, right? You're pretty much gambling in the market, right? You have a better chance at the casino than you do here, right? In the Forex market. So you want to make sure that you have your trading plan. You want to make sure you got your goals set. You want to make sure you got your 3 to 5 confirmations. And you want to make sure that you got your chart marked up for the start of the week, right? Now that you got this marked up, now what you do is you just simply wait patiently and see what the market is going to give you, right? Market's going to open tomorrow at 5 p.m. So when it opens tomorrow on Sunday at 5 p.m., what are we going to do? Well, it's going to come up. It's probably going to gap up a little bit or gap down. We don't know, right? That's why we don't hold the trade over the weekend. And all we're going to do is Monday comes around, it's going to have a break and a retest, or it's going to have a break and a retest, right? So we're just going to be looking for our entries. Now, how we're going to catch our entries, probably not on the 4 hour, right? You're going to see the break and the retest here. You may catch it on the 30-minute or the 1 hour for your entry, right? So you may catch it here. You may catch this break, the retest, and you'll see it here. So you don't have to wait for the 4 hour, right? But you always want to make sure that you're waiting for the break and the retest, meaning you want the candle to close, right? It is not a full break until that candle closes. If the candle does not close, it is not considered a break because it can pull all the way back down or all the way back up, and it can close above your zone or below your zone, right? So wait for that confirmation on the close. If you guys want an easy strategy as well when it comes to breakout consolidation trading on the 30-minute or the 1 hour, feel free to check out my other video. I'll put that in the comments as well. I'm still getting a little hang of YouTube and everything else. So we'll be making sure the video just pops up right there for you to click it later on. But I'm not that tech savvy, so we're working on it. But 2021, guys, is going to be an amazing, amazing year. If you guys aren't familiar with Forex yet, highly recommend that you comment something down below so we can help point you in that right direction, right? Because we want to make sure that 2021 is a blessing for you and your family, as it will be for mine and many others that tune into this channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification so that way you guys know exactly when we go live or when I post a new video. I look forward to helping you guys take 2021 to the next level, and we're just getting warmed up. So let's remember, trust yourself, trust your trade, and get paid outside the lines.